one deal, but you're wondering what do I do now? Right? You cash the check, but how do you turn this check into a business? You've done one wholesale deal, but how do you create a wholesale business? Well, that's what we're going to be breaking down for you today, talking to you more about how you can turn that check that you just got, or when you get that first deal, you could turn that check into a wholesale business. So we here today with my guy Cordero, and we're gonna break this down for y'all, man. Bring you all the stuff that we do, that we've learned from some big time wholesalers in the game. How you can go from doing one deal or a few deals to having an actual wholesale business where you're, bringing in a consistent flow of deals through your pipeline. So let's get straight into it, man. Cordero, how you feeling today?
Man, feeling good, dude. I'm feeling. Listen, we get some traction with this Facebook stuff. Oh, Byron, ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah.
We get some,
Zay, what's up, man?
with this Facebook stuff, man. So they coming in. We getting some momentum going. It's a
Yeah.
snowball. It's a snowball. The more it go, the bigger it gets.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that recording of that call. So
I just
just
did
huh?
the one that I just did earlier.
Yeah, the one that you just did. Maybe we can. Nah, they wouldn't be able to
You
hear
have
it.
to- you gotta edit it, and when he can chop it up and edit it,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, I'm chopping up. Man, we got Ty coming through, man. Goodness, man. Come on, Ty.
Ooh, Ty
Ty
took
over
the
there,
flips. He
man.
told his contractors,
Um,
"Hold on, I gotta go check out this live real quick."
Ty over there flipping like crazy, man. So,
Hey, Ty, look at that picture Ty got, man. Yeah,
man,
look
so
at that
I gotta
picture
give me
Ty
one of
got.
them, dude. Like seriously though, I need to go get me jacket, tie, shirt. Man,
How
I'm
you
going to
gonna
do it, Ty. Don't even worry.
Ty
I'm going
look
to
good,
do it, Ty.
bro?
Appreciate the motivation.
Ty look for real deal. Ty look for real like that. Look
Man,
almost
Ty
like
is the real
AI.
deal. Man,
Shout out Cash, man.
shout out to Cass, man, out of Cali. Zay
Say,
said, I
oh,
was just watching one of our other videos, seen the notification. How everybody been doing, man? We good, man. We good. We was over here chilling, training VAs, man. Just doing our thing, man. We had our first real Facebook lead come in today, and but his property is listed. But we gonna see what we can do, man. I already sent it over to dispositions, and so we're looking for some buyers. So we gonna see what happens.
yeah, man. What Zay talking about, like he was listening to one of your other videos. He getting off into that obsessive range with it. You know what I mean? He just
Yeah,
listens to it constantly. Get obsessive about taking the action too, and just constantly listening. Keep feeding this. What we talking about, you're gonna start taking action. It's gonna feel natural for sure. But shout out Dig. What's the word, my guy? What's the word? This is Elm City Wise. Just wanted your opinion on all the SMS regulations that are happening today. Truly appreciate you guys' feedback always. If you, I'm curious if you mean by today, you mean like something in particular is happening on October 4th, or by you mean today just in general how it's evolved and is constantly evolving as time goes on with
I
these.
think probably just in general. I would say, man, there's gonna be always be regulations. There's gonna be people to try to stop it, but it's gonna keep going, man. Like you just got to go get with the right platform. So you saying in general, you just got to
Yeah,
get with the right platform. There's different platforms that ain't doing it the exact right way. You know what I'm saying? It's not that they want to stop all texting because it's too many people that use it. Um, they want to be able to trace people. They want to be able to trace people. They want people to be like legit people. They want to basically slow down the spamming, right? Real spammers.
yeah,
So just make sure you're with the right platform. I think launch control is going to be your best bet. To be
yeah.
honest, I think launch control is your best bet.
I
Hadn't
think launch
heard them shutting
control.
down anything. Hadn't heard them stopping anything. So
I think launch control is becoming the standard
the
because they've always
standard.
what they'll do is they'll make sure and again I don't know if it's necessarily about finding a platform that's not compliant. I think the compliance is beneficial to you, and the man, I need to. Uh, but the compliance is beneficial to you. And imagine if you had to consider all these regulations. What they do is they handle it for you. They make sure that you don't go out of bounds and you're not violating any of these laws by utilizing their platform. And this allows you to make sure that within the bounds of the rules and regulations that they set, you can go as hard as you can, and you can still get deals. And so I honestly look at these carrier the platforms who are communicating with the carriers and making sure that we're registered and things like that. I honestly look at it as like a benefit, really, because we're all winning, and we're making sure that we are respecting the people, because we get text messages every day. They shout out to Tamika Mitchell, whoever she is, because they love to text me and tell me that she got approved for this or that or this or that. And if I could stop it, I would really greatly appreciate it. And I don't want to get spammed. You don't want to get spammed. And so they're just making sure that they're filtering it out. If you fill out the regulations, the A2P brand regulations, and be compliant, then you can continue to do your thizzle without having to worry about being marked as spam and without spamming people. So I think all of these regulations, we could look at it like, oh man. But in reality, I just appreciate that these platforms are keeping us notified and keeping us within the bounds of regulations, and that it still allows us to, like Byron said, they want us to text. They want us to do it this way, but they don't want us spamming. They don't want us abusing it. And so the biggest thing is we'll always continue to roll with the punches, man. Dude, if they cancel text message tomorrow, which I don't think that they will, no more than they'll stop. Like cold calling's been around for years. Text message only hasn't been around because SMS is a relatively new thing in the grand scheme of phones and technology, right? And so
yeah, sure.
They'll, whatever. Just the name of the game. I think the more general overarching point to your question, Dig, is like, dude, there's always going to be some new thing that we got to roll with the punches. They could come in and shut down text message and say everybody got to. You can't cold call or cold text. Everybody got to figure out how to do mailers now. But you know what? You'll get money with mailers. Just don't be so disappointed in it. You just roll with the punches, dude.
Just roll with the punches, man. Just like they could come in and say, hey, no more assignments. You got to double close everything. Figure it out, dude.
You actually got to take it down and take it down for 30 days before you can sell it. Well, if you got to take it down for 30 days and that cost you financing, but you still going to make 40K, you think people not going to do it? You think people still not going to do it? You know what I'm saying? People still not going to do it? I think
it's like the people who survive, man, are the people who make adjustments and keep rolling. You know what I'm saying? Me and Cordero was talking about the other day. It's like John D. Rockefeller was the kerosene guy. You know what I'm saying? He was lighting houses all over America. That's how he got rich. You know what I'm saying?
And then boom, electricity.
And JP Morgan came out with that electricity, shut the kerosene down. Now what John D. Rockefeller gonna do? Man, he went and turned up on some gasoline. How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, come on, man.
I think that's prime example, considering John D. Rockefeller is one of the, if not the wealthiest man in modern recorded history.
Dude, he got shut down. His junk got shut down.
Yeah, like his entire industry can't, his entire business model, like it was like they basically told him wholesaling can't exist no more. And then he was
exactly. And he went and did something else and just blew it up even way bigger than what that was.
Exactly. Like that's prime example of how the mindset you got to have. And honestly, my point to your question there was, I think you do better. One thing I realized is instead of resisting it, lean into it and embrace the changes. And then you'll realize maybe it's bigger on the other side of the embrace. You know what I mean? And I think that's what Launch Control is doing. And that's why I think that they're becoming a premier. We try other stuff. They're becoming like a premier leader in the space, I think.
Man, I said this, I think people was asking me about the market and stuff like that. I said this a little while ago. I said, man, the market being down ain't nothing but it's good. It's like that means it's even better time to get into wholesaling. because it's like you learn how to make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? And you like when things are easy, you just do whatever. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta have no discipline. You ain't gotta. You just do whatever. It's kind of like when you were young. You was young. It's like, man, you could do like when you was Cordero age. Man, you can jump, fall. It's like, dude, now, dude, you better not fall. It's like, oh, you
Hey,
can feel it. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
you can eat anything you want. You still gonna be in good shape. It's like now you got to be disciplined. Like you can't be eating anything. You can't be that gum clowning around. It's like as you get up and like, dude, you got to be more disciplined if you're gonna make it the long run. You're gonna see
yeah,
it eat bad. You're gonna see it keep eating bad. You're gonna be in bad shape. It's like high
yeah,
blood pressure. You're gonna have friggin' all kind of crap going on with your body if you don't get it right. I'm just
real
saying
talk.
you have to make the people who make adjustments will win life. It's, like, it's not even just business, it's just life. It's like you just have to make an adjustment. You know what I'm saying? Things happen. You got to learn how to make. If you don't learn how to make adjustments, just keep it going.
Yeah,
You're gonna be in trouble, dude. Like
yeah.
things happen in people's lives where they just need to make adjustments and move and keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
But to your point, it's not even just about keeping it going. It's like when you make that adjustment, it could be bigger than what you were holding on
Exactly.
to before.
Exactly.
Right. Which
Yeah.
why I think, man, that's a good question, Dig. But just overall, it opens. We could talk
Dig
about
got
it.
us going though, man. Dig got us going.
Yeah. But I think overall, it opens up the idea of just in this business and in life, it's about being the person who's willing to or able to. That is the skill set. It's not even just like, oh, I'm a seasoned investor, or excuse me, I'm not a seasoned wholesaler. You want to be a seasoned investor because an investor means I could capitalize on any opportunity as I see it before me. You know what I mean? Like Grant Cardone, come on. Or I'll say, okay, we talk about Grant all the time. Mark Spain. I remember watching a video where Mark Spain back in '08, he was taking these classes. I think it was like in 2011. And it had made the shift. He was taking the class to get certified in short sales because like that was the thing. Like '08 happens,
Right.
whole it puts like a whatever momentum or direction everybody was going in, it put a complete stop on it. And the people who survived and got bigger, now you see billboards of Mark Spain all over Georgia and Tennessee. People who survived that got bigger, as the people was like, let's make this adjustment and we're doing only short sales now. That's what we're doing. And then when short sales kind of like we starting to come up out of that slumber 2015 2016, it's like now we're back to doing what we're doing, but it's about the capacity to adjust, man. So
Yeah,
learn,
for sure,
keep that
man.
in
We got
mind.
no people. My bad, Cordero. Go ahead, man.
No, that's what I was just saying. Keep that adjustment, like that is the skill set that you want to learn. Not, man, what do you guys think about these changes? Let's bring them on. That's what we do. That's what we
Man,
do.
no doubt, man. We got people talking today, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Love to see y'all talking. We got Jessa coming through on IG, man. Shout out to Jessa, man, keeping the trucks going. Uh, we got Keithon, man. Keithon coming through. What's good, my peeps?
Should I keep down?
Keithon, man, the godfather over in his wholesaling business, man. Mobile Home Plug said the market doesn't matter if you're doing off market. Like, that's real true, dude. Like that's the truth. Like
Man,
wholesale is one thing that's not as affected by the market because we just need to make a gap. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
it's like
It doesn't matter what it's sold for. It's like when you off if you off market, the market it really don't matter because when
yeah,
you off market, you dealing with people who need to sell. It's like it doesn't matter what the market is; they need to sell the property. It's like,
exactly. Exactly, man. And it don't matter if the gap is from 25 to 35K or it's from 125 to 135K. It does
no.
not, like, why would that matter? And so
Ty, man, seriously though, Ty, where'd you go take that picture, dude? Cause he looked like
that
man,
looked like
he ready
he
to go
looked,
do some real business.
he looked like the dude that was a football star. Then he hurt his
So,
leg. Was just like, you know what, dog? Okay, football ain't it, but I'm gonna still go hard in life, period. And he
you know
became
what I'm
the
saying? He's like one of them college NFL players that took a professional picture. You know what I'm saying? When they have it's like the college players when they show up in the suits to go to the
yeah,
football games.
exactly. Exactly.
Man, Zay said every day I got y'all in my headphones at work. That's what's up, man. As soon as I
Soon
get
as you
off,
get
I'm
off
making calls.
making
Man,
the call.
I tell you what, man, you gotta get with my guy Cordero on this on making calls, man. He a killer on the phone, man, for sure. So you're gonna have to get with him. So in general, we held that fully obsessed.
Yes, man. I tell you, he's getting off into that obsessive, compulsive realm of things, and that's when you on your way. Now you can see it's happening, dude. Your deal is right around the corner. Just stay
Yeah.
consistent. It's like the hardest part, the beginning, the start is always the toughest part. I think we was
Yeah,
talking
for
about,
sure.
but it's like swinging a swing. You know, when you get onto a swing and you got to get the momentum and you're trying to get yourself back and forth. By the time you all the way this high up in the air to come back down and swing to that, it don't take a lot of your actual energy. All you gotta do is just sit there and let gravity do it. But when you're
Yeah.
getting started, you gotta like actually use muscle. Either somebody got to come and push you, or you got to use your core muscles to get you.
Lean back.
Exactly. You gotta really put the beginning is the toughest. And so when you this obsessed, you own your way. When you get it, which is what we're about to dive into, is when you get that first deal, what do? You know what I mean? Which we about to talk about that. But
Yeah, just keep following into your obsession, man, and taking action. It's like, okay, you're obsessed, you're taking this action to get here. There's gonna be a next step that you need to take. You gotta be like, you can't resist your obsession and be like,
yeah,
I ain't gonna do that. It's like you keep falling into that obsession. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? You falling
yes.
deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and then dude, you're gonna crush it, man. So Ty
I
said,
got a good
hey,
question.
go ahead.
I said Ty has a very good question here.
Go ahead, then.
Hey, what y'all have a property, or when y'all have a property and you have two buyers that want to see it, did you schedule both at the same time or different times in the seller if the seller is living in the home? What would you say, Byron?
It kind of depends. You know what I'm saying? If the seller cool, I'm sending both of them at the same time. I ain't worried about the buyer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The buyers don't collude. You know, it's like, dude, they want to make money. You know what I'm saying? They don't be colluding like that. They want to make money. But now the seller, if I think he tripping or he owns some other stuff, or I don't know,
Or
it
they
would
can
be
have
a special situation for me to send
yeah.
them at separate times. Normally I'm sending them at the same time. So just send them at the same time, unless you got some special situation where this seller is tripping and you need to
Yeah.
send them at different times.
Yeah, man. And I think this all boils down to setting that expectation with the seller. You're setting that
Yeah,
expectation with the seller. And so they know that you work with a network of investors. They know that you may need to get in there and look at the property. And people are usually cool with it if you set the expectation. So if it's two buyers, you might say, okay, we're going to send one of our appointment specialists and an inspector over to go look at the property. They're going to look at it and then also set that expectation with the buyer. Most buyers are cool. And like Byron said, it's just like you ain't really worried about these buyers doing too much. They're pretty much, they know what they're trying to do. But hey, I let the seller know that I'm sending my appointment specialist and my inspector. It's going to be another guy who wants to go take a look at the property at the same time. Just guys, get in there, take a look at it, get what you need. You ain't got to say too much to the seller. Get up out of there. But especially if you've done several deals, depending on what buyer it is, if you've done several deals, they pretty much know at a certain point. They know the gist. Okay, I know. But if it's the first time you're using this buyer, or if it's a new buyer, or it's a local dude who may try to do something like that, then set that expectation with them. I just think it's about having that conversation up front. It's about having that conversation up front with both the seller and the buyer, setting that expectation, and you shouldn't have any problems. Like with whatever you need to do, if you need to just send 10 buyers over there, again, as long as you're doing that, I would say don't ever be like, okay, we're going to have somebody come out there and look at it. And then you just throw multiple people over there. And the seller's like, what's going on? You know what I mean? They're like,
yeah,
I didn't expect all of these people to be coming. Or
yeah,
you don't want to be like, I got to send somebody to go look at it. And then you just set up a full blown showing where it's just like people is coming by. But if you need to set up a showing, like a time where you need to get people, like people will continuously be going to look at the property. Like we got a property on the market that we haven't closed on yet. So we got people who are coming to look at it constantly. You set the expectation with the seller and they're okay with it, right? So it's about that conversation. Um, but Dig says you have to register your business now, your EIN, and it's easier for people to sue you now. But launch control is definitely the move, but expensive as well. But this is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
launch show is expensive. It's definitely the move, but you got to pay to play, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to do whatever it takes to get this done. It's not nearly as expensive as the money you about to make, but and it's easier for people to sue you. I mean, maybe, but I mean, really, your business has been registered. Like they've done this. I don't know how long my business has been registered with the 10 DLC. Like it's been a while, and I text
But
a
here's the thing.
ton of people, and I ain't nothing happened to me.
But the
So
thing is, all of this is in efforts to be compliant. They're not going to sue you if you're compliant. What are they going to? They can't sue you no more than I could sue McDonald's for putting up a billboard. But if McDonald's like try to, you
do
know,
something illegal,
text,
break the
yeah,
law.
exactly. We're staying within the bounds again with these new rules and regulations. They're to help us as well. Was my point. And so it's easier for people to get your business information so that they know that you're legit. They know that the carriers that they're using, like T-Mobile, Verizon, know that you're legit. But it's also a lot less likely that you will get sued because you're being compliant and you're not violating any rules. The only people who's getting sued are the people who are harassing, texting people from burner numbers and text them over and over and over and over again when I said, please do not text me. That's different than saying somebody say, I'm not interested right now. Follow up with me in a couple months. Okay, we follow. That's not who. Why would that person? There was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
good for you as well. It's not just now they can sue me. It's no. Now you're less likely to get sued because you're compliant.
Scott Byron Scott said, "Ty, I want to see that that Agwork property." I think he want to buy it from you, Ty. That's what I think.
I know that dude.
He said, "I try to get a show on Friday if I can on that Agwork." Man, Ty, man, go ahead and sell it to me, Ty, man.
Hey, Byron's a good friend to have, dude. Well, he want to buy properties from you.
Yeah, for sure. Who was next? Dig said, also, Byron, do you network collaborate with Real Estate Diddy because I saw him using one of your transactions? Yeah, man. I'm in this mentorship group. I did this 2-day event. I'm in this mentorship group. Yeah, man. I rock with him for sure. All that. Yeah, I rock with him all day.
And you should as well.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like everyone is using PPC now for leads, which is probably a better marketing strategy because it's all inbounds. They all work. Dig, what do you use for your marketing strategy?
It all really works, man. You just got to put in the effort. It's all about volume. So Ty says, "Hey, Dig, yeah, he went to Keith every 2-day event and came home with monster ticket. Came up, hey, shoot, yeah, that's right. I rock with him all day long. I wouldn't be sitting here talking on this thing if it went for him. I'd be still at the school building. You know what I'm saying?
And Dig, when Byron did that, Keith Everett wasn't doing any PPC at that time.
No.
Only doing. That's why I'm saying it's just like, yeah. And I know, and I like the questions that Dig is putting in here, or like the what you're saying, because it represents a mindset that a lot of people have. Is just like, this is the problem with this, and this is the problem with that. All things are going to be changing. There's going to be regulations with PPC even, but I don't want you thinking that there is one better than the other. Even us now, we're going into marketing. They have their pros and cons. They have their benefits. I think sometimes we realize what we're realizing already with the PPC or just online marketing, waiting for inbound leads, is that you just put it out there and you wait. When we naturally like, man, I want to be doing it. I want to turn it on and just go. And I just want to just be talking to enough people. But now we got to wait for them to take the bait. But it's just equally important. I think you should do all of them. I think you should be texting with these regulations, cold calling. You should be PPC, do some Facebook. You should be on Twitter. You need to get on MySpace if that's what it takes. But get out there. Tell people about it in your neighborhood. You know what I mean? But for sure, dude, I think okay, we got a lot of questions. Y'all beating us up with the questions. We need to talk a little bit
Man,
about how to
appreciate
build
that
a
for
business, how
sure.
to do the 100K months and all of that stuff. Let Byron preach to us about that.
So
Um,
Ty says, I've been reading that Courage is Calling. Just got it yesterday, dude. That Courage is Calling is the real deal, man. It's for sure.
yeah,
Hey, but hey, Ty, if you hadn't read Grant Cardone's Be Obsessed to Be Average, that's some heat still too now. It's like his 10X rule, 10X mentor, be obsessed to be average is heat. Like, that's why I was like, dude, you just gotta find that obsession and fall into it. It's like, man, it's heat. I'm telling you. So yeah, Courage is calling spot too. So blessings, buddy. What's going on, William Johnson? William
Willie
Johnson,
Young, Willie
man, bless.
Johnson.
So Ty says, yeah, when a seller on launch control tell me take them off the list, I hit the do not call and keep moving. There you go. That's it. Let's go. So Dig said I started cold calling recently, want to incorporate an SMS campaign as well. That's a good thing to do, man. It's good to start cold calling, man. Get you some deals and then hit the SMS and then you off to the races. That's what I
Yeah,
do.
I think a general idea to touch on that, Dig, is like one thing I noticed about Byron, especially when he was doing them 100K months, is it's not just about having one marketing strategy. He did it all because people who answer their phone might not respond to a text, and people who won't answer their phone, they probably on the go. You could text them and get a hold of them. Um, and so, speaking of again, what do you do after you get that first deal and you got some? Now, I think in the beginning you like, okay, I got limited resources and I got limited money. You always got 10x action. That's never going to be limited. There's not a cap on how many times you could take action on any given thing. You could do that unlimited times until the store is closed. But when you close that deal, now you got some actual resources. Now you got a war chest. Whether this was a 2,500 deal or a $250,000 deal, whatever. Now you can get the thing crunk up. So, what are some initial actions that you want to take? Or I want us to like put ourselves in the shoes. Got their first deal. Now I got some. Now I got some. I got the hustle because I had to do that to get the first deal. But now I got a little bit of bread. What are some things that we putting ourselves back in those shoes? What do you think people need to be thinking about considering? I would add, the different marketing channels, or just at least now upping your marketing budget at least. But what were some things you would say, Byron? They need to consider.
Man, I would say if I got my first deal, I would make sure that I could do consistent in marketing, whatever I'm doing. It's like
Yeah,
I need to set a budget on that and say, okay, I have enough to do this over and over and over and over again. Maybe give yourself at least a 3 month runway. So let's say if my marketing costs me $400 a month right now, I'm going to set aside 3 months of runway so that I can do that marketing. I know for the next 3 months because I'm going to close a deal. You know what I'm saying? I give myself 3 months, close another deal. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't going to go out here and spend it all. And then next month, I can't even pay for my marketing. You see what I'm saying? It's like I gotta make sure that I got at least 3 months of we talking about marketing prospecting. It's like I'm talking about the software, paying for the software, not the leads, paying for the software. What I'm
yeah,
gonna do is go buy more leads, right?
yeah, yeah,
So the
yeah.
way up is to buy more leads into if you can't do it, figuring out how to have somebody else turning whatever contact you making with sellers, turning that up. So you cold calling and you can only cold call during this part of the day, go get more leads, and then maybe you get a VA and teach them how you do it. You know what I'm saying? Or teach them how you want to do it and get them to call more hours. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now you're reaching out to more people, right? You got more leads, you're reaching out to more people. If you texting, keep paying for your text platform, buy more leads, and then try to text more people, right? You just add fuel to the fire. That's all you're doing. Add some more fuel to the fire, add some more fuel to the fire. But also, what I do is start mapping out your business. You see what I'm saying? As if you making $100,000 a month. Okay, if I was making $100,000 a month, what does the business look like? I got this department, this department, this department. Start breaking down, like, okay, over here, this is marketing, right? And here, this is acquisitions. Over here, this is dispositions. And then at the end, there is transactions, right? So that's when I would break it down into these different departments. And then, okay, who, like, you have a marketing manager? You see what I'm saying? It's like, how do you want that marketing department to look? How do you want the acquisitions department to look? You got an acquisition manager, you got, junior acquisitions, you got lead manager. You see what I'm saying? However you want that to look. Disposition, you got disposition manager, you got assistant dispositions, you got transaction coordinator, you got assistant transaction. So it's like, how do you want that business to look? And that's what I would do right there, what I just told you, right? That's what I would do. I would set that up just like that. Millionaire real estate agent.
This is the millionaire real estate agent, and I got the millionaire real estate investor somewhere around here, right? Both of these books are written by Gary Keller. I'm sure if y'all know real estate, y'all know Keller Williams. Y'all know real estate agents, and Keller Williams is a pretty big brokerage. And the founder of that is Gary Keller, who's the author of this book. One of even if you're not trying to be an agent, I think you read the Millionaire Real Estate Investor and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. I think that they have both like little tips and keys in both of them that will help you in real estate, just period. Like they got principles. And especially in that book, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, two things he talks about I think Byron touched on. One is, first of all, we actually touched on this the other day. He talks about the whole concept of there's a point in this business where you want to get creative, where you want to this is the way we do things. But before you get there, long before you get there, there are certain things that are just, this is the way you do it, right? It's like we can get creative and act like, you can get creative like, man, I don't want to market or prospect. I just want to manifest the leads. And I'm just going to sit here and meditate, and then the leads will come to me. That's going to be my unique. It's like, that's not going to work. It's like, you have to be talking to people, period. In some way, shape, form. You have to be touching people in some sort of way to get them to that's just a fundamental. But then another thing that he touches on in these books, both of these books, I think is very powerful, is he talks about start with the end in mind. Start your business from the beginning, thinking about the bigger process. So start, and this was the first time I read it. These books came after the E-Myth, but this was the first time I was introduced to the concept of basically, even when you're just a one-man show, you still want the different departments. And I love to use the example of like a fast food restaurant, because I think we all would understand that. But it's like, even if you're a one-man show, you at least want to have an area. This is the cooking station. This is the order taking station. This is the food delivery station when you come around. And then we need somebody working the front counter. Even if it's just you at least need to set up the front counter.
Yeah, for sure.
Set up the cooking area, and you need to set up the order taking area. If you don't do that, again, I would equate that as like, you need to have the systems and process for this is how we do things, even if it's just me here doing it. And I got to run from one area to the next.
Yeah,
but if you don't do that, you can't scale.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree, man. And I just think about like when I used to work at Captain D's or when I used to work at Zaxby's. It's like it's a lot easier. It was a lot easier for me. Like I was dropping fingers, dropping fries, dropping toast, dropping I would drop all the orders and all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, and make the plates. But it's like it was a lot easier.
When Byron said they order 15 shrimp, he dropping 20.
I'm dropping 30. Now I'm dropping 30. I'm dropping 30. No, I'm just saying that to say, like, it was easier because stuff was in order. It's easier for you to go and do all this stuff if you already got a plan. You see what I'm saying? You already got it written down. It's like, I drop these fingers, hit the button, boop. It's like 4 minutes and 45 seconds. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what it is. 4 minutes and 45 seconds. I know that, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna hit a book, it's gonna beat when it's time to shake the tenders. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Put the fries on, boop, they got a time on that. You know, boom, you drop the fries, you hit the toast. You know how to do it. So I drop a whole loaf of toast, boom, no time. Boom, butter on the toast, it's up in there.
So how y'all doing that toast? You put the toast on the grill?
Yeah. So you got a thing. I would have like a couple of toasts in my hand, like 5-6 toasts in my hand. Put that little brush. Doop,
doop, you going in? And it's and I want to point out is the fact that he can like think about how many families is coming through the drive-through. Like, I don't feel like cooking tonight, but I got to feed my family. I got to get something to eat. And, you know, I just gonna go home because I got to work late tonight. So I can't cook, but I need to get something to eat real quick. And Byron knows, okay, we can hit all of these families, every car that's coming through the drive-through, every person that's coming in, because I know how long it's going to take to make the tenders. I know the math on the whole thing. I know the numbers. I know who the numbers. So therefore I can scale. But imagine if he had to like create the chicken tender recipe from scratch every time somebody ordered it.
Yeah.
And he had like, I don't know, like measure out the season. I'm sure when it comes to the fries come out, you got a thing where you just dump the seasoning on it. Boom, boom, boom,
boom. Boom, out of there.
You know,
but everything in its right spot. You know what I'm saying? The chicken tenders in this right spot. The stuff I need to do the flour is in this right spot. Everything in its right spot. Dump this right here. Boom. The fries conveniently right there. Boom, right up in the grease. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the bread conveniently right there. The butter conveniently right there. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's just for the cooking station. You got to understand, because when I worked at KFC and I worked at Popeyes, they never let me at the window, but I was at the front. That's like, you know, you like an underling. You ain't got the dudes in the kitchen. They got a lot of say so because they the heartbeat of the operation, and the person on the drive-through is very important. I was just but even that was organized. Okay, you need this, boom, 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 boom. I didn't have to put, oh, you want chicken tenders? Let me do the math. No, if you want the number 7, it's a button for number 7. Wow. Oh. You want a number 7, but you don't want to drink, then I can easily say, well, just get it like this. It'll be more affordable if you do it like this. I'm gonna leave the drink off, boom, 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 boom. Or I can do that. But it's all of it is at the push of a button. What I'm not doing is like, okay, you want that. Okay, let me do the math on that. So you want these many chicken tenders.
And the thing is, you can come in and do this stuff the second day on the job. You know what I'm saying? It don't take no time. Like Cordero could walk into Zaxby's tonight and be dropping tenders, dropping fries, making toast, making plates. It's like, I'm just saying, it's like you should have your jump written out. You should have your jump playing down, written out to the point where it's like somebody else can come step up in here.
Exactly.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. They can come in here and just get it done. Like, oh, it's all right here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's all here.
Exactly. And I think we're pointing out 2 major important things I don't want y'all to miss. Byron's talking about, from a practical standpoint, is when you need to bring people in to the operation is detailed out so perfectly that you could put other people in. But I'm talking about a different, like a more generalized idea, that what that leads to is that you can then scale. And you can, what I mean is scale is like, I know a lot of y'all don't just want to do one deal. Or if you in a place where, man, I do like 4 deals a year. So that means you do a deal and then you kind of do something and you figure out, okay, I did another deal in 4 months. And then but you don't know what was the difference between doing a deal this month and not doing a deal for the next 3 months. If you want to get to a point where not only you do deals consistently every month, but you're doing multiple deals every month and you're doing 100K every month. He was able to hit 100K because he made his system scalable. And he can scale. He can really take it to the next level because he can put he knows if I talk to 100, he know how much time it take to drop the tenders before you got to shake them. But he also know that if I talk to X amount of people or send X amount of text message, I'll get X amount of leads. And out of X amount of leads, I'll get X amount of deals that we close on. Right. So he knows if I want to close on more deals, then we need to talk to more people. But he know that he can only do that to himself. So I need to add more VAs. But I can't.
You create a conveyor belt, right? You create a conveyor belt. It's like, okay, when we text a lead, everybody knows what happens from that lead. If they cuss us out, we know put them on do not call. If they tell us this, we know to do that. If they tell us that, we know to do that. And it's like, okay, first step, qualify the lead. Ask this question, then ask that question, then ask this question. Then it's
Yeah.
like you know exactly what steps to do. And then that person goes here, and then we offer them this, and then they come back. If they say this, then you do that. If they say this, then you do that. It's like it was already mapped out, so every seller went through the same process. Boom,
Yes.
boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying? To get to the same result. And then the way it was set up, now it's like I don't need to be part of the process. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like now it's like if the lead come in, it just goes. It's just on this conveyor belt, and it just coming down the line. This worker sit there and do their little thing to it. Boom, boom, boom. Keep it moving. They do that little thing to boom, boom, boom. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things that I've heard you say a couple of times is like if the deal gonna be a $2,500 deal or a $25,000 deal, it goes through the same process every time. Because that's one of my. It's like you got to think. I think naturally you would think like, oh, maybe for that 100K deal, Byron did something different, or there was something
special. What'd you do to get that one? Same thing I did to get the $1,000 deal.
You know what I mean?
Same thing that I did to get a deal that I made $500 off of.
Boy, I did a deal I made like $326. You know what I mean? Rock my
same
weird
process, man.
Zay, I'm a chef. I feel what you're saying, man. It's a system, dog. I be telling Byron like I like to cook. So I don't know. You mean you work as a chef, or you just like
a literal chef, like you going around cooking for people?
Yeah, you know.
What chef. Oh, he in Connecticut. So he who up there? He Jason Tatum chef.
Yeah. But I do like when you putting together a recipe, it's much like that. It's like
Zay important. Is Zay important? Zay important.
Yeah, Zay the one important.
Zay was Dame chef. He got to move to Milwaukee.
But I think it's like putting together a recipe is just like there's layers to the recipe. It's like you got to do it this way. And if one thing too, you got to understand too, if one thing is off, then it will affect the entire process. Sure. But when you got everything structured like that, it's easier to find what is off. Yeah. If you don't have everything structured, as you scale and you try to scale, you're not gonna know where it's not firing at. You're not going to
scale in a mess. That's what Lenny call it. Lenny call it scaling a mess.
Because a lot of us have been there where you try to scale a mess. Ray Dalio. I'm not sure what you meant, but Ray Dalio, that's my dude right there. Ray Dalio.
You must be in Portland or something.
Maybe so. Maybe he is, dude. Ray Dalio. That's big time right there.
Who was Ray Dalio?
I believe he's like I think he's the CEO of a bank or something like that. But he's just like a very, very savvy businessman, and I think his insight on business. He's also the guy who proposed or brought, at least to my attention, to a lot of people's attention, the 100-year. You know how we talk about the cycles in the economy. He was the one who went back in history and was like, okay, let's look at the cycles of countries, of empires, and kind of see what's the rise and fall of a different era over the last. Because most people not living to be 100 years old, let alone to notice. So every time we might experience these cycles, it might just seem like, oh, this is just new. But these happen often. And Ray Dalio, he's written a lot of books and he talks about that. And I think Ray Dalio is the CEO of a bank. I want to know, but Ray Dalio, I just like all his books and stuff. And he's definitely a great investor. American.
Dalio is in Connecticut. He's a hedge fund manager.
He's a hedge fund manager. That's my dude, dog. I just like his insight on business and the way he shares a lot of things. But yeah, Zay, so as a chef, like if they like you could just season the meat and cook it, or you could season it and sear it, and then like you could just season the steak and put it in the oven and cook it, but you can sear it and get that nice sear on it and then put it in the oven, and then you can put that garlic with that butter and that rosemary. Y'all ever see that where they take the steak and they pour the butter on
the chef over here.
That's all. It's like, but there is a way to do that. There's not no, you know what I'm saying? You could get creative, but for the most part, you got to add fire to it. You know what I mean?
So to be first position on a loan means that okay, if there's a real property, it doesn't matter what it is. The first position is you're the first person that has the right to foreclose on that property and take it back, right? That means you gonna get paid your money first. Like whatever profits come off this property, you're owed first. And then the second position, they owe second. That means if anything go down, if it's only, if it's only enough money for the first person get the money, second person don't. You know what I'm saying? So the first person, you got the first place lien on the property. So I mean you can take it, there's profits to sell off the property, you get your money back first. You got first place. And then, whoever behind you. That's first place lien on the property.
So if you are one of the lien holders on a property, you want to be the first place. Because that means if something goes wrong, if you second or third, you probably ain't gonna get your money.
The only way you want to be second or third is like if if the first place is like a real low loan. Let's say you got property that's worth $500,000, and the first place loan ain't nothing but $100,000.
Right.
Take the second place loan. You see what I'm saying? Because something happened, you probably gonna get your money too.
The asset, you can recover your money, but for the most part, it's just like usually the first place is usually the primary lender, the mortgage.
But you gotta think, it's like the home equity line of credit and those people, the people that give you another loan, like the people willing to give you a loan if you put up your house. Why? But you have to have what? Equity.
Yeah.
Right. Your house got to be worth a lot more than what you owe, which makes them believe that, hey, look, if something go down, if they have to take this house back, then there's some spread right there for us. You see what I'm saying? Like that's the second position, but the first position,
but also
the first position gonna get theirs.
Yeah,
or they're gonna get the house.
That's the sums it up. The first position gonna get theirs for sure, guaranteed. One way or the other. But it's like second position also could be like maybe you got to put a mechanics lien on the property. Like you did the plumbing and they didn't pay you, you can put out a mechanics lien. And now you got that lien on that, but it's just like you still might not get your bread.
Exactly. Yeah. Hey, but we got 10 people up in here, man. We rocking and rolling, man. Like the video. Go ahead and show your boys some love, man. We here every day for y'all for sure. So Ty says, oh, okay. He was just saying a billionaire that owns one of the biggest hedge funds, Arthur Principles. And
dude, I like
name of the company. Oh, I heard Bridgewater though.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing, like how I got introduced to Ray Dalio, is his books and just some of his ideals that he's putting out as far as like the overarching, is how economies look. Maybe it's been written about or talked about before, I think, in other topics, but for the most part, Ray Dalio is the only businessman that I'm here. Most people talk about the cycles in terms of like 10-year cycles and stuff like that. The economy's good, then it's bad, then it's good, it's bad. He talking about that thing, and then he's got some other things. Obviously, you operating at that level of business, he's got more insight. And I think most people, when you become a billionaire, you lose touch on how to communicate in layman's terms about these ideas. I think he does it pretty well. His books, his content, if you want to chill, I think there's another thing about getting books and diving off into these books is while you're reading that book, you get to spend time with a millionaire and get off into a billionaire. And whereas you might not be able to get in the room with I was thinking about Jamie Dimon, who's the CEO of the bank, but you might not get in the room with a Ray Dalio or Jamie Dimon or Grant Cardone, but you can read their books, right? And you can kind of get more. You can get off into how they think. We was talking about that the other day, where you need to get around the right people so you can start thinking clearer. Books is a great way to do that, for sure. But I think, again, speaking of books, the Millionaire Real Estate Investor and the Millionaire Real Estate Agent are some of my favorites. But what we're talking about is the E-Myth. I think that check that book out for sure. Get that even before you close your first deal. Because also, too, one thing in particular I noticed about these books, the Millionaire that Gary Keller wrote, is What he talks about is kind of counter what people would consider to be counterintuitive. So you're setting all of these processes up. Most of your natural thought is, well, I'm gonna wait till I get big and then we can have a department for this and a department for that and a department for this. No, you do it now, because if you can get big without having different departments, by the time you get there, it's gonna be a chaotic mess, as my guy said, right? And so what he talks about in particular is doing this from the beginning, starting off from the beginning. He even has a part in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent where he says his motto and how he teaches all the agents that join his team is like, in the first year, you might be making $60,000 and you hire an assistant and pay your assistant $40,000 and you're only making $20,000. And you like, what? Why would I do? But he's saying what's going to happen is in the next 2-3 years, now you already got everything in place. That way you're making 100,000, you can scale from that point. It's just, you got to
hire the right people, man. That's the biggest thing. It's like the people is the asset. Like, the people are the access, right? Contacts equals contracts. It's like you get the right people on your side. That's what's going to make you or break you. Like, that's what's going to cause longevity. I tell my VAs that work for me, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for, appreciate y'all for making all this money where I can go and, give me a car, give me a house, I can live good because y'all help, y'all the ones that's making all this money for me. They was like,
VAs is living good too. They got people doing their laundry for them over there. They living pretty much like Byron, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Got marble floors.
Whatever, dude. I'm like, they ask me questions like, hey, when you gonna do this or when you gonna do it? I'm like, hey, when you make me a lot more money, I'll be able to do this and that. Because they really are. Like, they doing the job. They working. Like, seriously though, man. Like, they doing stuff that you would pay somebody here. Like, how much would you have to pay Laura here?
$40,000 a year. Like I said, 40,000
at least. Dude, you would have to pay Laura. Man, Laura would be worth, like, Laura's easily worth 80,000 here. It's like, if somebody here wanted to work that job, it would be 80. It would literally be 80.
If somebody could do it the way Laura does.
You know what I'm saying? You could pay her 80 and be good.
Yeah, for sure. Because that, like you said, contacts are contracts, and it's not just in the sense of getting people to get under contract or to sell your deals for, but to people to be on your team. It's just in general, it's just like the more, because
Laura equals contracts.
Yeah.
Laura equals contracts. You know what I'm saying? You get in contact with the right people. It's like Cordero got in contact with me. He got involved in some contracts. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? If you're in contact with Cordero, I got involved with some contracts. Contacts equals contracts. You get involved with the right people. Ty got connected with me. Ty figured out how to wholesale. Ty started getting contracts. It's like contacts equals contracts. I'm telling you, man, you got to get in contact with the right people. You're looking to get into in life. It's a contact sport, right? It's a contact sport, man. You got to get in contact with the right people. That's it. It's a contact sport, man.
For sure. And the whole thing about money is it's also called currency. Like a current, it's flowing. And that's why Grant Cardone says, if they don't know you, they can't flow you. And it's just ultimately,
he said it flow from person to person. It's like,
that's what it does. No, or The Wire. If any of y'all watch The Wire, when Omar come up and he's like, man, that's my money. He said, money don't got no owners, only spenders. Like, you don't just, you can't take your money with you when you clock out. You know what I mean? When you punch the clock, you can't take that money with you. And you don't just keep money. It's not about having money. You're not like, oh, just have the money. I'm homeless, but I have a lot of money. No, the money bought you the house. You gave somebody money so that way you could live in a house. You give somebody money so you can eat. You give somebody money so you got clothes on your back. So it's not even about having the money. It's about where you got to think in your own life. You got to think people have connected with you so that way you can flow them your money. If you bought McDonald's connected with you in one way, whether it's commercials, whether it's NPS. They didn't cold call you, but
And
they got
you went to McDonald's and spent that money because
you
you
flowed
knew
them your
them.
money.
You knew them, so you flew them.
Yeah, you
If
flew
they
them.
know you, they will flow you.
You got that paycheck. It flew from your boss to you to McDonald's, and then
To
so on
Nike, it
to
flew to
Nike.
Nike, it flew
Then
to
your phone
Target,
bill.
it flew to Target. They
And
you
it flows. And
yeah,
so if you understand that, that's why it's called currency, because it's always flowing. Then you realize that you need to get your systems and processes in place so that way you can touch more people. That's all it is. The whole
yeah.
thing about the business and scaling it, what you're trying to scale is your ability to touch people, right? I was watching this movie. I think I talked about it. It was the Wonder Woman movie. That's my money, man. Money that got no owners, only spenders. But I was watching the Wonder Woman movie.
Hey,
I think it was low key trash, but whatever. The concept. Well, I hate spoiling movies, but spoiler alert, guys. Click off if you don't want to. But the guy, he creates a system where he can. Byron said, "Hey, I don't." Byron said, "Man, don't spoil the movie for me, man." Look, the guy, he has to touch people, and you can see he's trying to figure out a way. How can I touch more people? And I'm not spoiling too much, but the main villain, he has to touch people to have an effect on them, and the effect also he gets something in return. And so his whole thing, he's going as the movie climax. He's like, "How can I touch more people? How can I touch more people?" Because he literally has to touch them physically, like he has to touch them on the hand to affect them. And so he gets to a point where he's like, "Oh, radio broadcast." He's just like, "Oh, and actually, I can touch more people." So you got to be thinking like this guy in the movie. He was like, "Man, how do I touch more people? The more people I can touch, I can flow to them their greatest wishes, and I can also get my wish granted at the same time." Right.
yeah.
And that's very
That's
dramatized.
basically what you're doing, man.
That's a dramatized version of what it is. He was trying like, how can I touch more people? So much so to the point he went to radio and broadcasted himself on the TV, and he hacked into all of the TVs over all of the entire world is what he did. And ideally, if I could do that and I could say, "Hey, I'm buying properties, sell me your house." If I touch every person, what is like how many billion? 8.8 billion people. It's like
I
four.
know that because of Grant Cardone. He always talk about, I want 8 billion people to know who I am. I want 8 billion people.
If I could just say to 8 billion people, "Hey man, I want to buy your property. I can solve your problem." I think that's all I have to say. At least, how much money you think I would make if I could just get a message across? And I know for a fact that all 8 billion people saw it just once. Not on repeat, just one time they saw me say, "Hey, my name is Cordero. I want to buy your property. If you can sell me your house."
I mean, it ain't even that either. It's like, it don't even matter what you're really talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's just that they know you. It's like being a brand is being a brand. Like Nike could sell a mug and sell a mug. A lot of them mugs. You know?
I ain't even got to say I want to buy your house. I could say, "Hey, buy my German."
Yeah. I'm just saying, once they know who you are, it's like once they know you,
they can flow.
You just gotta be known, man. You got to be in people's face. That's the thing. It's like they got to know you. That's just like we had the seller. Cordero trying to get in contact with her. She ghosted him or whatever. Man, because I had done a deal with her. I bought one of her properties. She knew who I was. I went to the closing and met her. She knew who I was. She know me, right? I text her. Boom. She texts me back. Yeah, I want to sell that property, but I'm gonna sell it during this time. Reach back out to me then, right? If they know you, they will flow you. Cordero couldn't get his junk answered because she don't know him.
Yeah,
it's like you can't get the contract because you ain't known, right?
Yeah.
That contact that I had with her equals a contract. Right? It's like contacts equals contracts. No contact, no contracts. It's like you got to be known. It's simple.
You must be. And so ultimately, when we talk about how to go from I did my first deal to I got a business, it's like the whole question is how you understand the importance of being known and touching people, and communicating with enough people. Then it's like, how do I communicate with people on a higher level? And in order to do that, you have to have systems and processes in place to do that, so that you can scale. That's what it's about. And so, like you said, it's about like once you get that bread, now you got a war chest. Now you can say, okay, let's invest more into cold calling, and like make sure that I got 3 months of cold calling stacked out, and then I'm pulling more lists, because that list is so important, because those are the people, those are the contacts. You're literally buying the contacts, and that's what makes that so important. So now that you got that, you can start calling it. And so it's the buying the contacts and then actually reaching out to contact them, though. That's the part. It's that plus the action. And so those are what you need to be thinking about after you get your first deal. And if you pulled a list of 1,000 people and you was in that dialer for a month and you got your first deal out of that, then you make like $5,000 or you make $50,000, then 10x that. Pull a list of 10,000 people and figure out how to get, if you over that month, you can pull up how many calls you made over that month. And if it say, oh, you made like 10,000 calls over the course of that entire month and you got that deal, then figure out how you can hire some VAs and what that. But the best part about it is, and we talked about this, we got a whole live on how to hire people and bring people on your team, but you do it all first. And that way, that's in the process where you're mapping out the systems and you're knowing exactly what you want to do. So that way, when you bring your VAs on, you're not just bringing them on and leaving them blank. It's like you have a position for them to fill, right? And you're not hiring them without anything for them to do. You're hiring them and they already have something to do. It's like, imagine if when you got hired at Zaxby's, you had to create the tender recipe. That would be kind of frustrating. And I don't know if you'd be working there long, because they would be counting on you to create a renowned tender recipe, when it's all just do this, do that. And you got to figure out how long to drop the tenders, and you got to figure out how to batter them, and you got to figure out how much butter to put on the toast and how long to keep them on there, when to flip them, and you got to figure out this and that and this and that. It's like, no, we got that in place. Now all I got to do is read the manual.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man, I think that's the biggest thing, man. Just pouring more into your marketing and setting the system like a conveyor belt. How does your lead get from first coming in all the way to the closing? And I think you'll be on your way. But you definitely got to turn up on your marketing. But like I said, you can't turn that up without having a system and processes in place. And it's all about just writing it down. Writing down everything that you do. I learned that a long time ago. At a Big Pockets conference, actually. It's like, write down everything that you do. Your one-man show, write down everything that you do. Every single thing. I wake up in the morning, what's the first thing you do? Write it all down so that somebody else can step in your shoes and fulfill that role. But yeah, that's what I would say, man. Just that's the best way to turn up. Ty said, I'm a businessman, not a businessman. That's true, Ty, man. I'm telling you, dude. I'm going to get my shirt, tie. Dude, I'm getting a shirt and tie, dude. I'm getting a shirt and tie for sure. I'm getting a shirt and tie. I may show up tomorrow in a shirt and tie just because of tie. Dude, tie, man. I gotta go find me a shirt and tie just because of that. Just because of tie. But man, I think I'm gonna do it, Cordero. I'm not going vegetarian, but I'm finna eat some more vegetables or something like that.
man, dude, I tell you what, I was the guy. Like, chicken wings was my thing. Like I said, I started off. I've said this before. I started off with doing a fast just to test myself for 21 days.
You finna go on a fast?
No, I said that's how
21 days. Like, you to my not eat?
No. What I said was I started off doing a 21-day fast from meat, and that's what led me to becoming a vegetarian. Because after that 21 days, I thought I was gonna be like, oh man, this is terrible. I was like, this ain't too. I low key like this. This ain't too bad. You know what I'm saying? But I only did it not because I was like trying to be a vegetarian. I'm a vegetarian, not a vegan. But not because that, but because the real reason was because I was challenging myself, and I was the guy like, bro, how you gonna eat something without meat? What does a meal without meat even look like? I gotta have my meat. I was that guy, so I was just like, I'm gonna challenge myself. The same way I'm saying, like, man, I don't do Facebook. I don't do the social media stuff.
Dude,
But the whole point is you got to get known. But I'm like, I don't do it. So that's what I need to do. I need to make a Facebook. I need to get an Instagram, and I need to get more prominent. And that's where I need to go. I might need to do a 21-day where I'm posting every day. I'm posting something. I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm posting every day a picture. Hey, this is what I'm doing. This is
I think it's exactly what we just talked about though, Cordero. It's more about like it's more about removing yourself. It's like, and that's another thing about scaling too. Another thing about building a business. You have to make it where you are not a bottleneck. It's like, as much as your business depends on you, you don't have a business. Like the stuff that I do is going to be done every day, no matter if I wake up or don't wake up. You know what I'm saying? The truck's still going to run. The lead's still going to be called. You know what I'm saying? The stuff's still going to be posted. It's like, it doesn't matter if I am here or not. You know what I'm saying? Because set up to run. You know what I'm saying? It's the E-Myth revisited.
Yeah. I was actually about to say that because with Ty's
I think you got to approach it all that way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, man. And you can't do that without systems and processes. But I was about to say that because with Ty's quote, I know that's a classic, man. That's a classic Jay-Z line. And even there's one that I like for the younger dudes is like, I think Money Man, he said, I'm a walking business. I should be an LLC. And the whole thing is I am the business. But in real business, you don't want that. In real business, that's actually more of a problem if you are the business. In real business, you want to own a business, not be the business. So I appreciate those classic bars in hip hop history that we got. Like, I'm a businessman. I'm a businessman, not a businessman. Like those lines, I appreciate them. But ultimately, I always think about it like, well, actually, you don't want that. Like, you don't want to be the business, because when you don't have systems and processes in place, and when you don't have other people doing it, and you are the bottleneck, you don't have a business. You don't own a business. You have a job. You own your job, and it owns you, and you're a prisoner to it. Trust me. For all of you who say, man, I just want to scale. I just want to do 100K months. I don't care about systems and processes. You're going to realize very quickly that them 100K month, that money ain't going to matter if you are suffering. You're literally choking because it's like the calls don't get sent out if you don't send them out. The texts don't get sent out and responded to if you don't do it. The leads don't get followed up with. The deals don't get closed. All the transactions don't get made and all of that coordinated. And all of it's on you. Like I said, you remember we started off talking about a restaurant. Imagine if you was the only dude in a fast food restaurant in a busy hour when dinner, and you got to drop all the tenders, take all the orders, run and deliver all the orders, box all the food up, put all the chicken in the box, put it all in there. What sauce did you want? Okay, let me get your sauce. Let me run get your drink. I'm gonna fill up all your drink. That's chaotic. It's hectic and it's crazy and it's not ideal. And so you don't want to be the bit. That's when you are the business. You don't want to be the business. You want to own a business, not be the business. So I always think about that when I hear those lines, like that Jay-Z line, or like Money Man said, I'm a walking business, man. I can't hear you. I can't hear your audio.
My bad. Do I still use Launch Control? I do still utilize Launch Control, but I'm mainly on Smart Contact, even though that's been cut off. I think I'm just going to go on back to Launch Control. I think like Cordero said, Launch Control is the standard. I still have Launch Control, but I'm like over here trying to mess with Smart Contact. It's like, I might as well just make sure I stay with Launch Control. It's the standard, and just submit to the standard. And then, but you ever use REI Reply? I did a long time ago, but it was very confusing. I stopped. It was like, to me, it was very confusing. I'm a very simple guy. If you haven't noticed, I'm real simple. I use simple words. I use basic words. Maybe somebody like Cordero could, get on REI Reply and thrive because he can understand all the complexities. That's a big word for me, by the way. But I'm more of a simple guy. I like it basic, and Launch Control is pretty basic. You know what I'm saying? So, just saying, it's more my speed.
User-friendly. Same with like batch dialer, but yeah, man. But I want to stress what we're talking about, and I know Moose Property Group LLC. I understand why you're asking that question, but it all works. It all works. If you use REI reply and you just like that better, then use that. If you like launch control, what I'm saying is, I think it's about making a decision based upon what you like best and understanding that
Yeah.
if you one you like best, that will get you the best results because you'll use it more. You'll feel confident, more confident in using
Yeah,
it.
for sure, for
You'll be
sure.
able to build your systems around it. And I know that's not necessarily what you was asking, but I always like to make that point because some of the newer people they tend to get, it's me especially when I got started. You tend to think that the results is based upon if I use launch control or smarter contact. And if I use launch control, then I'll get more deals. No, it's if you're consistent more, you'll get more deals, whether you're using launch control or REI reply. And I just make that point just because that was a major key for me. Once that hit me, it was like a light bulb went off in my head, dude. It's you. It's your level of consistency. It's not the system. But use what you like. Use what you like, because I know REI reply got some stuff on there. Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement is coming up starting this Sunday night until Monday for 24-hour fast. Hey,
That just
I'm pretty sure, and correct me, Dig, Yom Kippur, that is either Islam
that
or
just went
I think
right over my head.
Day of Atonement is coming starting Sunday. So he's talking about like a full-on fast, and this is a spiritual fast. To get you atonement. That's for forgiveness, or repenting, or the price you pay for forgiveness of your sins. I have atoned for my sins. So Day of Atonement, and so I'm assuming the fast is for, and I be seeing it on my calendar. I'm assuming the fast is for, and correct us, Dig, help us know. The fast is for like atonement, Day of Atonement. So you fast and for your sins or whatever. But is it
Yeah,
Judaism?
I'm thinking the same thing.
Islam? Is it?
Yeah,
It's not Buddhism. I don't think that's what it is. But
yeah. I've never heard of that, to be honest. But
for
then
real?
again, you can't judge it by me.
Yeah.
Any other option other than launch control, price doesn't seem
Hey,
to be
dude.
guarded
Cost
towards
be
those.
cost.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, I agree with you. Yeah, it costs to be the boss for sure. But they doing that, man, because they know they the standard. When you the standard, it's like, why do Nike shoes cost so darn much? You know what I'm saying? I don't buy no shoes because why does Nike shoes cost so much? Why does the barber that can actually cut the hair straight cost so much? You know what I'm saying?
You said
Why
cut it
why
straight.
does the polo shirt cost so much? It's like, why do the gold standard stuff? It's like, why does Chick-fil-A cost so much? Why does Five Guys burgers cost so much and McDonald's burgers is $1? You know what I'm saying? It's like the standard is the standard, and they are the standard. It's like, if you want the standard, then you buy the standard. It's like people don't stop buying Nike; they keep buying it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like people don't stop going to Chick-fil-A; they keep going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's because
Because
of what they get out of it.
it's the
People
standard.
keep using launch control because of what they get out of it. And another thing I gotta say is, go ahead. You got it.
No, I was gonna say it's the standard and it's the consistency behind it. Like you got to
It's
understand
a
that
brand name.
exactly. We went to Lead Sherpa, they were shaky. Smarter Contact, they shaky. Launch Control is the only one that you pay for, and
Stable.
it's stable. And so you're also paying for a level of stability with launch control, because now if we're talking about creating systems and processes, you understand if you go from launch control and you go to smarter contact, or go from smarter contact to Lead Sherpa, for the most part it's the same, but you're getting your team, we got to adjust some things. You got to adjust. But if you can have other variables can be consistent, then your systems and processes can be that much more consistent. And so if you got to understand, launch control ain't had no hiccups. You got, once you get approved in your brand and A2P and all of that stuff approved, that takes its time. But after that, launch control ain't had now hiccup. That's the Southern terminology for it. Not now hiccup. And so I would say, if you can go pay for something that would appear to be more affordable, but then it's like you got the ball up and rolling, and then they pause and all, you can't send no text messages out. at all.
You
Not
wasting your money.
and they taking your money, talking about you can't
Yeah,
get
you wasting your
all of
money.
this. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Just wondering if there were anything else. Did you start using Logical when you first started? When I first started texting, I started using Launch Control because I saw Byron had it. What about
I
you?
didn't start using Launch Control when I first started. When I very first started,
No, I'm sorry. I started using
yeah, when I
Batch.
very first started, I was using Batch, but
Yeah,
that's only because that's all I knew. But
because that video.
after I found out about Launch Control, I jumped on Launch. I wasn't really doing nothing like no real serious stuff until I started using Launch Control. When I was using Batch, I got a few deals off of Batch, but I was getting like deals off of Batch, deals off cold calling, deals off Batch, deals off cold calling, deals off Batch, deals off cold calling. But like when I went stupid, I was using Launch Control, and that thing launched. Launch Control launch. But man, if you get in Launch Control, man, just let me know. I'll hook you up with some. At least get you hooked up with some templates and some quick replies. You know what I'm saying? I think Dig said Aria reply is a lot similar now than it was in the past. Simpler now than it was in the past. Okay, man. Good for them, man. I'm gonna stick over here with Launch Control. You know what I'm saying? Since it's like they've been proven they lasted at least the time that I've been trying to do this. Launch Control's been on it, so I'm gonna stick with them, man. But shoot, moving on here about an hour and 16 minutes, man. I'm pretty sure my camera about to go out here soon, man. I ain't even gonna flex. So
Yeah.
But man, I appreciate everybody came through, man. We really had a lot of activity today, man. My camera go out, Cordero gonna shout y'all out.
Yeah.
So Dig came through. What's up, Dig? We had Divine came through, Divine Love for sure. Moose came through.
Moose Property
Uh,
he came through.
the big dog, Ty here flipping properties, doing all kind of stuff. He came through.
Yeah, y'all gotta go.
Man,
holla at Ty on
man, this is a
Facebook.
special episode, man. The wife came through. The wife came through. Man, special episode.
We didn't got graced. Byron done let us, you know what I'm saying? Byron don't be wanting to let us know because Byron's wife actually has a YouTube channel as well.
She got a YouTube channel, man. Y'all go check her out. She got a YouTube channel. Dude, she blowing up, man. She getting all kind of stuff going, man. She out of control. She got videos with 40,000 views, man. I ain't got nothing close. So
that's why Byron
gonna have to go watch my videos. Man. She crushing me.
Yeah, that's why Byron didn't want to say nothing because she was
getting Zay came through. Zay gonna come through. Yeah, for sure. Getting too many views, man. Zay came through. Content House came through. What's going on?
Content House, man.
And William Johnson came through.
Willie Johnson.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate y'all coming through, man. Can't forget my guy Cass. Cass all the way up there at the top, man. Y'all come in like crazy today, man. We appreciate that. Cass came through, man. He the last one. We appreciate y'all, man. We'll be back tomorrow to do another show. Y'all let us know what y'all want to see, though, man. Comment below. Let us know what y'all want to see, what y'all want to see us doing, all the other good stuff, man. But we finna get up out of this thing until y'all keep going, man. Head home and hit one button on that Launch Control. Hey, that's right. In the Bible, believers who follow the word for us so-called black people, it was Hebrew Israelites. Gotcha. I know you guys got the Pro 1500. I gotta go light 500.
That light, that
oh man, that's crazy. To be honest with you, man, I had like 4 of them mugs at one time. Four Pro.
That light will get you there, dog. I'm telling you, it's about just being consistent. Send out them texts every day and go through them. Dude, text message. Usually, I'd be recommending cold calling to people because it's that much more affordable. It's like $200. You can have everything that you need monthly. But the text message, even at $497, you talking about something because you talk about going from.
I agree. It's definitely.
Come on, man. Like. you could talk. How many people is? I think it's like a few hundred people, like 2,500 a day or something like that. 2,500 people a day with the light. I can't remember, but thinking about just being a solo person, how many people you can talk to in the dialer, or how many people you can hand dial, or just when you talk about text message, you could reach a lot of people with just that light, and just stay consistent, dude. The light is at the end of the tunnel with the light, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, my people on IG talking though, man. They said Wallow said it's 8 billion people too. Wallow probably just listened to Grant Cardone.
Yeah.
So I said, Byron, do you still use Launch Control? Yes, I do. I'm finna jump on that mug. I'm about to go in on it now that y'all bring it up. I said, Byron, how's the business? Check out my last few posts and you'll see how the business been going. Phil Pop said, what's up, coach? Man, this dude, Phil Pop, was in my class. Now he on the live. So BBE Banks says, my guy, man, we gotta get BBE Banks on the show, man. He been crushing some deals, man. He did some pretty cool stuff. I want to talk to him about that. He said smarter contact is the way to go. I don't know, man. Maybe you got it rolling, but man, they ain't treat me the same way. Self-investment says, I want to get in. Thank you guys. Hey, get in, man. Check out the link in my bio. Jump in the group. Let's run it up. Let's go get some checks, man. But till tomorrow, man, we're gonna be back live, man. We see y'all coming through. Y'all like the video, share our stuff, man. Whenever you see it, I'm posting like 10 times a day. So y'all go share the stuff, man. We're gonna keep pumping out videos, man. We appreciate y'all coming through. Until tomorrow, man. Peace out.